Coach Avery Johnson, welcome into the game in Tuscaloosa. I hope you're doing well, sir.
I'm doing great. Roll Tide, and thank you for having me on.
Absolutely. Let me talk about some summer camps. First off, a chance for folks to come to Tuscaloosa and to be a part of your camp. They've got a big individual camp coming up June the 18th through the 21st. Got some camps 15th, the 16th, and 17th. Tell us more, Coach.
Yes, we have our team camps, 15th, 16th, 17th. We'll have over 100 teams. And obviously, we want to draw as many teams as we can from Alabama, but we have teams that come from everywhere. We have teams that come from, Alabama, Georgia, Mississippi, Florida, Tennessee. So a lot of the states that's within our footprint. And then our big individual camp starts on June 18th. We had over 350 kids there last year, and we're going to be close to about 400. So we're asking all of our parents to go to CoachAveryCamps.com or 205-348-4111 and sign up as soon as you can. It's for boys 7 through 17, and the 7, 8, 9-year-olds can participate only in the day camp, but the kids that are 10 through 17 can participate in the day camp, or they can sign up for the overnight camp. And we have all of our coaches available to give instruction. Our current players and past players they're going to be involved in it. So we're asking all of our parents to go and sign up as soon as you can because the camp is filling up pretty fast.
CoachAveryCamps.com, CoachAveryCamps.com. Coach, let me ask you, are you excited about this 2017-18 season? Because the fans seem to be very electric looking forward to this big season upcoming.
Well, that's what we wanted. We always pointed towards year 3. If you go back to my opening press conference, we never gave our fans or the administration any unrealistic expectations about year 1 or year 2. We always said, by year 3, that's going to be our signature recruiting class. And it is. It's one of the top 5 classes in the country, best recruiting class in Alabama's history. So, yes, we're excited, but not only are we excited about our incoming players, we're excited about our returning players. Riley Norris has been in our program for 2 years, and Avery Johnson Jr. been in our program for 2 years, and Dante Hall and Dejon Ingram, and, hopefully we'll figure out what's going to happen with Braxton Key. We know he declared for the draft, but, we'll figure out if he's coming back, and we'll get an answer from him really soon. So, and Daniel Giddings, who set out last year. So you blend in that continuity of the guys that's coming back and the players that are coming in, then you're starting to put together a team that can potentially, not only get in the NCAA tournament, but advance. So our campers are going to be able to have a chance to touch these guys this summer. They'll participate in the camp as coaches and referees and teachers and encouragers. So that's what I'm excited about.
Let me ask you about roster management. When you're bringing in these high-profile recruits, and certainly, as you said, you've got an established roster here, how difficult is that to manage when you're bringing in high-profile players, but you've got established players here, but you still want that competition to allow these guys to compete and have to earn their playing time? How do you manage that, Coach?
Well, I don't think it's that difficult to manage. You play the best players, and the best players, everybody on the team know who the best players are. They know who the guys should be getting the minutes. A lot of times, sometimes people will make excuses about why they're not getting playing time. We don't have any of those type of players on our roster. Our incoming freshmen and the guys that are coming back, they understand that they're all about winning. And whether their playing time is 12 minutes a game or 18 minutes a game or 28 minutes a game, the players that we have on our team, they're all about winning. Football has had this problem probably for about, 8 years of Coach Saban's 10-year here, and they figured it out, and we're going to figure it out also.
Coach, when you go into a living room and you're trying to convince parents to trust you with their kids, give me the message that you tell them.
Well, first of all, I don't want to publicly give you all of the message.
Okay.
Because I don't want anybody to borrow.
Okay. I hear you. No problem with that.
But I think more than anything, I'll just say, hey, I've been on the NBA level for 20 plus years. But also I'm the parent of two beautiful children, a 24-year-old daughter that's a highly educated young lady that's working on Wall Street, a 20-year-old or 21-year-old young man that's a student athlete at Alabama. So not only look at what we've done professionally, look at what we've done privately with our own children. And then also look at Retno Basahan, how he excelled, in the 1 year working with us. And now he has his master's degree and he's playing pro ball in Italy. And Arthur Edwards, who averaged 1.5 points before he came to us, and now he's playing professional ball in the D-League. And, you look at, Jimmy Taylor is going to have an opportunity to make an NBA roster. He graduated. And you look at Corbin Collins, who just graduated with his master's degree. And, just look at our track record in a short period of time. And we think we can do some amazing things with your young man if you give us an opportunity to do it.
Coach, what is the latest with Armond Davis? Any news there that you can give us?
Armond, at one time talked about transferring, but he had a change of heart. So Armand's going to be back with the Tide next year. So look for him to be enrolled unless something, happens out of the blue. But look for Armand to be enrolled in summer school and start summer school May 30th and return to the Crimson Tide next year.
Big news there as we move forward. Coach, let me ask you about Braxton Key and looking at the NBA. How have you helped him in that process, and how can you help him?
Well, the main thing is we want any of our student athletes that have NBA talent, we want them to make it to the NBA as soon as possible if they have that talent. And Braxton wanted to declare for the draft, and we did everything to support him. He had a workout with the Boston Celtics this past Monday, and he did well in the workout. So he'll have to make a decision before May 24th on whether he wants to stay in the draft or return to Alabama. And whichever decision that he makes, we're going to fully support.
Coach, we've had multiple people on this week who described Nick Saban as the greatest recruiter the college football scene has ever had. Veteran, 40 years in the business, helped us understand that. How have you been able to learn? Because coming from the NBA, recruiting, I'm sure, was something that took you some time, but your personality is an easy sell when you go in those living rooms. But how have you learned from Nick Saban and used that to help you recruit in those players that you've been so successful at?
Well, I've learned a lot from Coach Saban, and not just about recruiting. And I just think from a recruiting standpoint, main thing is just don't have any gray area with the families. Just make sure that you lay it all out on the table, and so there's no second guessing or unrealistic expectations. So I think that's the great thing about him. And as I continue to form culture here, we talk a lot about culture also, and practice habits and all of those great things that you need to be successful. So learned a lot from him. But remember now, Avery Jr. was a recruitable student athlete 3 or 4 years ago.
Sure.
So I had a chance to talk to a number of coaches and be around a lot of coaches in that process. So I learned a lot about what I liked and didn't like, and I filed it away somewhere in my mind. And I said, if I ever became a college coach, this is something that I'm going to implement in my program, and these are some of the things that I will not implement. So, with my son being a part of a recruitable situation years ago, that also was a tremendous asset.
Coach, when you look at the college rules, is there something that you would adjust coming from the league and spending time now in college basketball? Is there something that you would adjust if you had that chance?
Well, there's several things, but one of the things is about this, declaring for the NBA draft. I wish we can move up the date from May 24th or move it back, sometime to maybe, May 1st. So that'll give us a a quicker idea of what a young man's going to do, whether he's going to stay in the draft or come back to school, so we can prepare for it a little bit better. May 24th is probably a little bit too late. And then I'm a big, live ball guy on the rim. So I like the international rules where the ball is live on the rim and there's no offensive or defensive goaltending.
Well, Coach Avery Johnson right now is CoachAveryCamps.com. You can visit. You've got some great camps coming up. The individual camp, June 18th through the 21st. The team camps, June the 15th, 16th, and 17th. CoachAveryCamps.com. Coach, let me ask you, what is your goals for 2017-2018 season?
I just think continue to build, continue to get better. We were in a situation, this year where we kind of flipped our conference record from 8-10 to 10-8, and we improved in the SEC tournament. Wasn't as good in non-conference as we were the year before. So just maybe put together a little bit more of a complete year where we're very good in non-conference and conference, and hopefully that will lead to an NCAA tournament berth. Because even last year, we thought had we gotten in, we had the team that had the potential to advance with the way we were playing, but hopefully become a better free throw shooting team, because we're a couple of free throws away from beating Kentucky and maybe getting an NCAA tournament berth. So putting together more of a complete team that's very competitive, not only on the defensive end, but hopefully, score a little bit more on the offensive end and don't have as many wasted possessions. And if we can do that, then, we'll be a difficult team to guard.
Coach, not only the momentum here around Alabama basketball, but let me ask you, as the conference, as you look at the SEC, there's a momentum in the strength of the conference growing as well.
Yeah, the SEC basketball, we were a laughing stock in some people's eyes, the year before, but we had been telling people that it's tough in the SEC, and fortunately we placed 5 teams in the tournament and 3 teams advanced to the Sweet 16 and 1 team to the Final Four, and I hope it'll be 7 of us next year. And you got to give a lot of credit to, Commissioner Sankey and Dan Leibovich, our associate commissioner over basketball. They've done a magnificent job, and Mark Whitehead, who's come in and taken over officiating, and there's been a very strategic. It's been very strategic in terms of the SEC office of helping basketball grow its brand and become more of a balanced conference and not be so heavily weighted on just football. So it's great strategy. We've hired all the right people. We have some unbelievable coaches in the SEC. Recruiting is getting better. But now, our teams, we have to continue to place more teams in the tournament. But the SEC is very, 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 very competitive in terms of basketball. We barely lose to Kentucky. They advance. We beat Vanderbilt. They make it to the tournament. Obviously, we were fortunate to have success against South Carolina and twice, and they went to the Final Four. And, it's a very competitive conference. And, we're a couple of possessions away from beating Florida at home. So we're on the right track. This is only our 3rd year. We haven't been doing this for 15 years. So hopefully we'll continue to improve.
No doubt. We can feel the momentum here as the basketball builds. I mean, we're 20 days away, as you said, the greatest signing class in Alabama basketball history getting on campus coming up in a few weeks. So no doubt the momentum be building when you talk about the basketball side of things. Coach, thank you again. Let me invite people one more time. The big team dates, June the 15th through the 17th here. The individual camps, if you want to go out and be a part of that, June the 18th through the 21st. Parents, go and sign up, as Coach Avery said. Those slots are filling up right now. CoachAveryCamps.com. CoachAveryCamps.com. Coach, anything else I need to add to that?
Well, I would say, last year we had, 300 plus kids, and, we didn't have one complaint, fortunately. Our parents felt like, we basically, under promise and over delivered. We gave them everything and more that they were looking for. And that's what I'm excited about. And I'm there every day. I don't just open the camp on Wednesday and on Sunday, and show back up on Wednesday. I'm there every day, and I'm excited about it. And the kids get a lot of gifts and prizes, and they have an autograph session where Coach Avery autographs some of his old basketball cards from the Spurs and Mavericks and Rockets and jerseys and Nike tennis shoes. So our kids leave very fulfilled, and they all leave with a progress report and an evaluation sheet from our coaches. So we feel it's the best camp in the country. So we hope that our parents feel confidence enough to send their kid. And also we have great food. You got to have some food.
No doubt. No doubt. Hey, I remember the first day you're here in Tuscaloosa, and you're talking ribs and you're talking barbecue. So, hey, listen, you got to have great food. That's a start. So if you got great food and you're high energy, man, that's worth it right there. Forget about just spending a few hours there listening to you talk, and to be able to coach, I'm sure, was a great privilege for a lot of these kids as well. Coach, thank you again for spending a couple of minutes with me here in Tuscaloosa, and we hope to visit down the road very, very soon. Thank you again.